Janet, te saliste. Mm. Ahí ya estoy en directo. Sí. Hace rato. Sí, hace rato. Pero mi computadora no. Ok. Estamos seguros. Y empezamos en 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Today is our webinar about adults in scouting policy. During the next 45 minutes, we will talk about how to implement the policy in our NSOs. So we start with my presentation. And here is okay. So this is the online session. This is a webinar part of the 5PtoGrow. Is our campaign about the policies, 5 policies in our region, Inter-American region. So how is adults in scouting? What is adults in scouting? What is the definition? Adults in scouting, that is the area that understand the integral management for all adults. What means that? So this is the area that support all the integral management of the adults. Traditionally, in our NSO, we think that adults in scouting is only training, but now we think that the adults in scouting is more, is integral management of the adults inside the NSO. What is the objective of that is we can develop the competence in order that the people, the adults, to be more suitable in each role in the each people participate inside the NSO. The focus in always the mission, always in all the actions that the NSO is the mission. This is always is the focus. So the mission, we know it, is to contribute at the youth education through the youth program and one Scout method. This Scout method is based in values, Scout promise and law, and principles. All this is the objective that all this is improvement of individuals for create a better world. Improvement individuals is to have self-fulfilled individuals that contribute to create a better world. So if the adults in the NSO we have the present that the mission is the point most important for all our actions, is a good start. This is the point of start for all actions. How we fulfill the mission? Okay, we have a mission, and how contribute directly in the commitment of the mission is youth program. Youth program is one that our strategics are airs. So youth program is how contribute directly in the mission. But for youth program working correctly need that the institutional development. Institutional development is the responsible that to have an NSO, a solid NSO for and to have this NSO solid is the base for to have a good youth program. But in institutional development and in youth program work adults. So adults in scouting is the strategic art that provide adults, idoneous adults for youth program, for institutional development, and for adults in scouting. The results in each area is very specific. The objective that your program is to have one program with quality, with high quality. The objective that institutional development is to have solid NSOs, and the objective that adults in scouting show to be suitable adults. This means adults, competent adults. If all that working correctly, same one watch, the natural results is the membership growth. All should be the natural results. So this is is how we all fulfill the mission, contribute to the commitment of the mission. The adults in scouting have several proposals. This proposal is in function of the complement and develop the adults in scouting policy in the World Organization. We have a regional policy. This policy support is alignment with the adults in scouting world policy. The regional policy establishes the philosophical, conceptual, pedagogical, structural, and administrative framework for all the management of the adults inside the NSO. The objective is attract, train, and retain all the adults that we need for that our program and our mission could be commitment fulfilled. And the other purpose is strengthens the process of the implementation on the competency approach. Our policies talk about the competencies, and the competencies is the most important principles in this policy, because the competencies are transversal of all the process inside the NSO in relation with the adults. What is the policy? One policy, or the ACE policy, is a general framework. We have two policies, one a work policy that is the general framework, global framework, and the regional policy is more specific for our Inter-American region. These policies have the same structure. The structure is a general framework, have several parts, starting with the introduction, proposed subjects, principles, concepts and contents, operational structure, review and actualization, and finally the glossary. The most important parts of the policies are the principles. The principles, our policy, regional policy, propose 13 principles. This is the 13 principles. So the principles is the pillars of the policy. This means that all the actions inside the NSO in relation with the adults must to be present all the principles, because these principles is the most important part. So, how is the process for the approval of the national policy? First, it's very important that all the people in the NSO know the world and regional policies of adults in Scouting. How is who is the people involved in this action is the executive team and the government bodies of the NSOs. All the people must know the policies. Then it's necessary that each NSO formulates the national policy in line with the world and regional policies. This responsibility is the executive teams, especially the adults in Scouting teams. When this national policy is formulated, must be present the national policies to the government bodies for the approval. This presentation is responsibility of the executive team. Then the government body must approve the national policy for finally can share the policy with all the members in the NSO. This is the process, the first process before to think in an implementation. It's necessary that the NSO have approved the policy. And many cases in our NSO in the region, in the Inter-American region, and show we that it's impossible implement the policy or one action in relation with the policy if no they have the approval policy before by the government body. The adults in scouting policy, this is the general framework, but the adults in scouting policy no is possible to implement. For the implementation, is necessary to have a model. One model that development the policy. The model could to be several parts. We suggest that a national context, an explanation about each process that propose the policy, operation of each process, what is the form that operation each process, and complementary tools and documents. The models is that the other documents we know as adult management system. El adult management system is same as the model, but this adult management system is necessary to explain in one document that contains these points. Additional, we have a concept is the adult life cycle. The adult life cycle is not the adult management system, and is not the model. Adult in life cycle is the instrument, the tool for making it operate. Is the tool for operate the model inside the NSO. This is the life cycle. I think that you know the life cycle. So this life cycle is a macro process that have three big process: recruitment, performance, and decision to the future. So each process have a small process, but each process must to be explained in the model. How we assessment of needs, how we promotion and to do the promotion and selection, how we to do the commitment mutual, or the training, or the evaluation, or the support. So the life cycle is a document, a proposal, a tool for develop all the model through the life cycle. What is the responsibilities of the national ACE teams in each part of the process? The national teams have many responsibilities now. Different in the past, when the ACE teams has the responsibility of the training, but now the training is here one can see that the training is one part of the process. Now we have many additional process that the adults in scouting teams to be attend. So in the adults in scouting policy, the teams have responsibilities as, for example, to structure the national policy, to review and to make the pertinent adjustment to national policy, care for the fulfillment of the principles, share and training all the adults of the NSO about the policy. In the model, or in the developed model, the adults in scouting teams have others responsibilities, for example, to structure the adults management model of the NSOs, to generate the documents that support of adults management model, share and training all the adults in the NSO about the model. And the adult life cycle is the most specific actions have responsibilities about to structure the life cycle process, development the documents that support of the process, to generate the tools for the implementation of each process, share the process with all the NSO adults to implementing the process and their tools and monitoring permanently in all the process. So the national adolescent scouting teams have many responsibilities in function than the implementation the policy in the NSOs. Finally, what is the results that we hope that the adolescent scouting management system have is the adults with hope to have adults suitable, competent, motivated, permanent. What means that? Adults suitable is adults in the right place doing the right things. Competence is adults with knowledge. That means adults formed or trained. Adults competence is adults with skills. These skills is adults accompanied in the task. And adults competence is to adults with attitudes. This is the three components of the competence: knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Because attitudes means adults accompanied and evaluated. Adults motivate means adults happy in their roles, positives with the organizational awareness, and adults proactive, because when one adult is motivated, is proactive. And finally, adults permanent with a long stay in the organization, but this stay must to be important contribution, permanent contribution during all the time the adults in the NSO. So I don't know, Susie, if we have some question or some comments about this presentation.
Yes, so there's one person connected. Thank you, Enrique, for sharing with us. He was trying to understand what will be the role of the groups in recruiting or having this suitable management system and in place, and why it will help them to achieve a better youth program.
In the group level?
Yes.
Okay. I think that it's very important that all the adults in the NSO to know the adults management system, because all the adults in the NSO are subjects of the policy. Or the adults in the NSO has has recruitment and training and evaluated and support. So it's very important that all to know what is their responsibility. In relation with your program is because your program is the most important process inside our organization. So your program is the base of all the strategy, and is the strategic area that impact directly the mission in the NSO. So all the adults that working in youth program must to have the competence for delivery the program, the youth people. I don't know if I answer the question.
So we don't have any more questions, Janet.
Okay.
So maybe we can say thank you for the people that joined. Remember that tomorrow we're going to continue with the session of youth involvement, youth participation. On Thursday, we're going to have youth program, and on Friday, we're going to have an institutional development. You want to say something else before we quit?
Yes. The recruit for the adults. The recruit the adults is the biggest challenge that we have in our movement or our organization, because the recruitment of volunteers is very, very different than recruitment people for a job. So it's very necessary that to have strategies for recruitment in the several levels of the NSO. The principal level that are doing recruitment is the group. The level of the group is the permanently recruitment of the adults. So the NSO to be must to be guaranteed that the process, the recruitment process, to be simple and practice and specific with the needs of the NSO. The recruitment apply is necessary in all the strategic areas, in youth program, in institutional development, and in adults in scouting, because we have in our NSO adults that working in the different areas. So it's necessary to have specific profiles for each position in the NSO to do good recruitment in each area.
Something else?
Yes, we have some.
No, we don't have any more questions from the audience.
Okay,
We don't have any more questions.
okay. So
Okay.
this is the presentation. We want to invite the people that to connect in the other webinars because this is the week, the 5PtoGrow campaign. So we have many webinars more. Yes, Susie?
Listo.
Mhm.